Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay. Trying to get it together here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our full moon in Scorpio live, where we're going to talk about the energy, you know, what this full moon in Scorpio is asking of us. In addition, the other astrological aspects that are going on behind the scenes, what is that asking of us? So I'm going to talk about this, talk about the energy that this full moon is bringing, along with the aspects, and apply that to all 12 zodiac signs. And we're looking at the rising signs. So give me a moment while I kind of cleanse the energy, as this is Scorpionic, intense, full moon energy that we're dealing with. So I'm going to protect the space, protect the viewers, the messenger, and the message, okay? And then we'll get right into it, okay? I don't plan on being on here long, as I have moon work to do myself. But nonetheless, this is Malik from MaliksMystikalMagik and Intuitive Consultations. I am live on Instagram and Facebook right now. I will be uploading this video to YouTube as well when done. So if you are here, please acknowledge yourselves and say hello. I would appreciate it. And I will do the same in return. So the energy that I'm going to discuss here is as far as how it applies to your particular zodiac sign. We're looking at your rising sign, okay? So that could be something that you may not know if you don't have your natal chart, okay? But you also can look at this from a sun sign as well. But the area in life that I am focusing on will be from the perspective of your rising sign, okay? Now, for those that do not have their natal charts, it's easy to get your natal chart as long as you know your date of birth, where you were born, and the exact time of birth you were born. Hi, Kelly, sweetheart, how are you? The exact time you were born, that is how you get your natal chart. Now, sometimes people try to piecemeal what this means in the natal chart. If they have Saturn in Pisces or Venus in Aries or something like that. But each person has a specific natal chart that is only designed for you. It's like your fingerprint. No one else on this earth has that same chart. So the aspects, as well as the placements, that is something that is a whole nother ball game, okay? So if you need assistance, I am an astrologer, a tarot reader, a numerologist, as well as other things, okay? So I could help you in identifying that. It's always important to know thyself in and out, the energy you carry, the gifts that you embody, your soulmate, who is your soulmate, the characteristics of your soulmate, what is your life purpose, why are you here on earth, okay? It's so many questions that your natal chart can tell you. But nonetheless, I'm here to help those that are seeking guidance, okay? I won't reach out to you and ask you, can I help you? No, unless it's something major that I feel you need to know. But as far as my availability is one where you would have to kind of request it. You would have to want it, you know, for it to occur. So with that said, I think I have the energy set. I'm protected. Okay. I got some shaman drums and wind chimes playing in the background. Actually, HZ432. Okay. So that is a beautiful frequency of meditative music. Full flower moon in Scorpio. HZ432 for those who are interested in carrying on as they manifest and work with this new moon. Full moon in Scorpio. So let me go ahead and kill the noise and let's get into it. So welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming, okay? For those who are to come after, I'm going to get in and out, okay? We're going to talk about this full moon that is in effect today. It was exact around, I want to say 12-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we in the full thick of it. It came in at 22 degrees, okay? So we're going to talk about that number as well as the significance of that. And so basically, like I say, I'm on Instagram Live, Facebook Live. Any questions that you all have, definitely feel free to inbox me if you don't want to share in the comment thread, or, just let me know if you need any guidance or assistance. I am running a 2-day special mini full moon, intense full moon reading special. So that's posted on my wall as well. Now, with that said, we'll keep going into this live presentation here. Okay, so this full moon that we're dealing with today, full moon in Scorpio, marks a moment of emotional alchemy, okay, and deep spiritual reckoning, okay. Scorpio, that's a fixed water sign, okay. It's ruled by Mars originally, now Pluto, okay. And so this full moon is asking for transformation, okay, through surrender. And this lunation also triggers powerful emotional detox, release of soul contracts, and karmic closures, okay? We know Scorpio energy is cathartic, okay? It is intense. It is transformative. And so wherever in your life that you're feeling the need to release, okay, this energy, this is for you. And I'll get to your rising sign and this will resonate, especially if you know your rising sign. But nonetheless, this particular full moon demands depth, okay, truth and intimacy with the self, okay, personal transformation. There's no more spiritual bypassing that this full moon is requesting. So it is to get through this, you have to feel it to free it, okay? So we have to understand that there's this full moon, even though we may not, and I can tell you personally myself, I'm feeling it heavy, okay? Have been for the last few days. So my energy is a little low, but I am determined to do what I am designed and put here on earth to do, and that is to learn and teach and lead. So we're going to keep going. Nonetheless, for those that are in astrology, my North Node is in Capricorn, okay? So I have dedicated, consistent work that I have to do as I'm doing my life purpose work. Okay, so we're going to keep going. This full moon also comes with aspects, okay? So this full moon is going to be opposing Uranus that is in Taurus, because Taurus is right across from Scorpio on the astrological wheel. So they share the same fixed energy. And so when this, with this full moon opposing Taurus, okay, there's going to be some energy of sudden revelations, emotional disruptions, because we're dealing with full moon, okay? The release of emotions, feelings, moon, okay? And unexpected releases. So what feels secure may no longer be safe, okay? Emotional shock therapy that breaks you free, okay? This is the cathartic release that we all are needing. And so in addition to that, this full moon is trining Saturn, the North Node in Pisces. So this is about divine timing, spiritual maturity, and grounded evolution. So whatever is leaving is karmically complete, okay? Now, because this is North Node, this is the path and where the soul is going. Full moon is squaring Jupiter in Gemini, okay? So there may be some tension, between mental overload, and that's something that I'm feeling definitely, and emotional truth, okay? So be cautious of distorted narratives and superficial distractions. Social media is full of superficial distractions, okay? We're very aware of the increasing of public racial tension. Excuse me. In addition to that, we're having to deal with how to not act impulsively and aggressively, as we're seeing a lot of fights and conflicts that are playing out. So we really have to just be mindful. If you don't have to go outside and engage with the collective, don't do so right now, you know, because this energy is just that intense. So then we have full moon, quincunx, Chiron in Aries, plus Jupiter. And that is a yod. A yod is like a finger to God, right? And so this is a karmic fork that's in the road. The wounds that we thought were healed are resurfacing, okay? We're being asked to revise our identity, our beliefs, and our emotional patterns during this time. Then we have Pluto retrograde, which is squaring Mercury in Taurus right now, because Mercury just went into Taurus a few days ago. So this is about truth bombs, shadow thoughts, intense dialogue. So we need to be very mindful of power struggles when it comes to communication, okay? And then we have Pluto sextile Neptune and Venus in Aries, okay? So this is about divine healing, intuitive downloads, and deep relational clarity. I think desires are being purified at this moment, okay? So those are the astrological events that are taking place in the background, in addition to, you know, the full moon aspects that are being made as we are in the energy now. Now, going on to the yod. When I spoke about the yod, that is the finger of God. With apex at the moon, that's literally a profound turning point energy. And so sudden events that kind of catapult us into new timelines. And I've heard from many beautiful souls where they feel like they're shifting timelines, you know, something weird is going on. And that's what's going on. We definitely are shifting in timelines. And Uranus' involvement here kind of magnifies that fate meeting free will moment that we may be feeling, okay? So that is something that I think is natural. Now we'll keep going here because I want to get into the most significant signs that I think this energy will be impacting, or definitely are all the fixed signs, okay? During the last live, we talked about those fixed energies, which are Scorpio first, because this is your full moon, your opposite partner, Taurus, and then Aquarius and Leo, okay? So if you have any placements in those fixed signs near 22 degrees, okay, you're probably going to feel this the most, okay? Gemini, Pisces, Aries placements. I think due to Jupiter, Chiron, and Mercury aspects, you're probably going to feel this the most. Anyone with personal planets or angles at 21 to 23 degrees of any sign, you're probably going to feel this, okay? My moon and my north node is 22 degrees. So I'm definitely feeling like, what path am I doing, and the work that I'm doing to get to that path is how it's kind of impacting me so far as it continues to play out. So then we're going to go to the Sabian symbol. You know, this moon hit at 22 degrees. You gotta bear with me, the allergies. Okay, so this moon hit at 22 degrees Scorpio, and the Sabian symbol for 22 degrees Scorpio is hunters starting out for ducks, okay? Think about that, hunters starting out for ducks. This symbolizes strategic pursuit, unconscious drives, and the readiness to act on instinct. Ooh. And so this lunation literally highlights the need to focus energy with purpose, release distractions and false leads, and clarify your soul target, okay? That is what that means with regards to Sabian symbol 22 degrees of Scorpio. That's where the full moon came in and was exact at that degree. Now, numerology, okay? I like to throw numerology in because I think that is highly significant, as all things have meanings, okay? Numbers definitely bring a vibration along with letters. Now, we're going to break this down for the date. Today is May 12th, 2025. And the date vibration, if you add all of that up, that comes to a 17. So you want to reduce that to a single number, which is 8. 8 is the Scorpio energy, okay? This number 8 is about power. It's about karmic return, inner authority, and transformation, okay? So the day vibrates so powerfully with this Scorpio theme of deep soul alignment, taking responsibilities for your power, and letting karmic debt to be cleared, okay? So the 8th house is Scorpio's house. This is a numerology day of 8 on the full moon of Scorpio. So the synchronicities are lining up here, okay? So we're going to keep going now. As far as rituals, stones, herbs, ideas that you could take advantage of tonight, tomorrow, you know, even maybe the next day after, because this is an intense moon, but I wouldn't wait too further out. Ritual ideas, I would say burn a letter to release fear, betrayal, pain. So as you sit and pray to God, or manifest, which is the same thing, you write down what it is you want to release, you know, when it comes to fear, betrayal, pain, things of Scorpionic energy. Okay, or you could do mirror meditation, you know, what part of me have I been avoiding, okay? Because we need to face that shadow self within, you know, ourselves. Then also speak aloud your release, you know, and call back your power. I think that is very important too. So those are ritual ideas. I definitely suggest, you know, if you don't know how, you definitely can start with these, but let your spirit guide you, because everyone has a different approach to their specific ritual. You know, it's a different blueprint. But nonetheless, we'll keep going. Now, crystals, black obsidian, okay, that's the speckled. Black obsidian, okay. Black obsidian is good because this is going to clear and avoid negative energy. This is smoky quartz, okay, smoky quartz. Black tourmaline repels negative energy, grounds you. Black tourmaline. Moonstone always enhances your intuition. I always have a moonstone, especially during every lunation, new moon, full moon. And bloodstone, okay, bloodstone. It's a good stone to have during this time. And so herbs, if you burn herbs like me, I have a small calderon, okay? So when I'm doing my ritual work or what have you, I'll burn some herbs, bay leaves, my paper, rituals, petitions, what have you. You can use mugwort for vision, rosemary for cleansing, bay leaf, which you burn for intentions, dragon's blood, which is for protection, okay? And then oils that you can use, essential oils, myrrh, patchouli, frankincense, clove, and vetiver, okay? And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the astrological rising sign update. So we're going to start off with Aries and go right through to Pisces rising. So Aries rising, the primary activation with this full moon for you, definitely 8th house, okay? This full moon is activating your 8th house. So it's about death, rebirth, intimacy, shared finances. What is it that you know that you need to release, control, maybe toxic power dynamics or fear of vulnerability, you know, but this is significant because it signifies a major transformation for you, Aries rising. Now, with Uranus in your 2nd house, there could be some financial shifts. So you want to definitely detach from material identity, okay? Don't identify with your material world, okay? And then with the Saturn North Node occurring in your 12th house, Aries rising, there's some karmic purging going on, and also some ancestral healing that is possible for you if you're looking for that. And Aries rising with Jupiter and Gemini, that's in your 3rd house, so that's asking you to be mindful of information overload or gossiping, okay? Now, we also have Chiron in your 1st house, Aries rising, which that's deep identity healing. Let go of wounds to, self-perception, okay? And then we'll go to Taurus rising, okay? Taurus rising, this full moon is activating your 7th house. So this is about relationships, contracts, commitments, one-on-one. So it's important for you to break free from outdated or one-sided relationships. This energy is asking you to realign who you give your energy, to at this time, okay? Now, with Uranus in the 1st house, Taurus rising, you're changing fast, so I would ask you to embrace your authentic self right now. And with Saturn, the North Node in your 11th house, Taurus rising, this is asking for you to release toxic friendships or pressure from the collective, okay? Associations, peers, things of that nature. And so then with Jupiter and Gemini, this is activating your 2nd house, which this is about focusing on your finances more wisely, okay? And then with Chiron in Aries, that is your 12th house, asking you to heal what's hidden. So shadow work may pay off for you in doing so, okay? So we'll go on to Gemini risings. Gemini risings, this full moon in Scorpio is activating your 6th house of health, service, daily work, okay? And so this full moon is asking you to let go of unsustainable routines, okay? Listen to your body, cleanse toxic obligations, okay? Now, Uranus is in your 12th house, so there are some subconscious breakthroughs, some epiphanies that may come in your dreams. So definitely get your dream journal ready when you wake up and write down what those are. They are prophetic. Saturn and North Node in your 10th house, Gemini rising, career pressure. I would say choose purpose over prestige when it comes to that. Then also Jupiter in your 1st house, Gemini rising. This is an expansion of identity. So you want to ground it with integrity, okay? And then with Chiron in your, Chiron in Aries in your 11th house, this is asking you to heal belonging wounds and heal things around people pleasing, okay? So we'll go on to the next rising sign, which is Cancer. Okay, Cancer, this full moon is Cancer risings. This full moon is activating your 5th house of creativity, romance, children, joy. So, it's time for you to reclaim joy and release pain around love and expression. It's time for you to get your spark back, Cancer rising. Okay, hey cuz, how you doing? Now, also Cancer rising, Uranus in the 11th house is asking for, actually it's not asking because Uranus is unpredictable. So there may be some shifts in your future plans or your friendships, okay? And then Cancer risings. With Saturn and North Node, that's in your 9th house. So I think it's time for you to walk your spiritual truth, okay? Then when you have Jupiter and Gemini in your 12th house, Cancer rising, I'd say some spiritual insights may start to flood in. I would say take solitude when you start getting those nudges, okay? And with Chiron and Aries, that's your 10th house, Cancer rising. So I would say heal wounds around visibility, also around being seen as a leader. Okay, heal those wounds. All right, so we're going to go on to Leo rising. Leo rising, this full moon is activating your 4th house of home, family, foundation. So there's a need to release perhaps inherited trauma and to create emotional safety within, okay? Leo rising, this Uranus in your 10th house, this is going to bring up some career surprises or shifts in your reputation, okay? Yeah, and then we have Uranus in the 10th house. Yeah, I just spoke about that with regards to shaking up your career or reputation, okay? Saturn North Node in your 8th house. That's about karmic endings and intimacy, rebirth for you Leo risings. With Jupiter and Gemini, that's in your 11th house. So I would say focus your vision. Okay, not all opportunities will serve you. So definitely keep that in mind with regards to that, Leo risings. Now, with Chiron in Aries, that's in your 9th house, asking you to heal fear of being misunderstood or unseen in your beliefs. Okay, so release those fears that are there. That's what Chiron is. Chiron is a wounded warrior, okay? And so it's asking you to release those fears around being misunderstood or unseen in your beliefs, because this is in your 9th house, okay? Now, Virgo risings, okay? This is a full moon that's activating your 3rd house of communication, your mindset, siblings, and short trips. So this full moon in Scorpio is asking you to release outdated thinking patterns, toxic communication dynamics, and limiting beliefs around your voice or your intellect, okay? And so I think this is a purge of mental clutter for you, Virgo risings. Now, with Uranus in your 9th house, opposite the moon, I would say expect some unexpected shifts in your belief systems, higher learning or travel plans, 9th house topics, okay? And with Saturn and North Node in Pisces in your 7th house, Virgo risings, relationship contracts are maturing. I think you're learning karmic lessons through partnerships, okay? Then we have Jupiter in Gemini, which is your 10th house, Virgo rising. So I would say stay grounded in career shifts. Avoid overcommitting mentally to, success fantasies, okay? So we definitely don't want to overcommit mentally, because we got Jupiter in Gemini, expansion of the reputation being seen. So you definitely want to stay grounded in regards to the 10th house topics. Then we have Chiron in Aries. That's in your 8th house. So there may be some deep wounds surface around trust, intimacy, or shared finances that may come up for healing. Okay, I got a little scratchy throat. So then, that's for you, Virgo risings. We're going to go to Libra risings. Libra risings. This full moon in Scorpio is activating your 2nd house of self-worth, values, income. Okay, so I think there needs to be some releasing of money stories that are rooted in scarcity or comparison. I'd say it's time to reclaim your power, to earn through authenticity. Okay, so if you have a scarcity mindset, I say go ahead and work on releasing that during this full moon in Scorpio time. We have Uranus in the 8th house for you as well, Libra risings, and this is some sudden disruptions or breakthroughs in shared resources or sexual connections, okay? And then we have Saturn North Node in Pisces that is showing up for you in your 6th house, Libra risings. So this is about restructuring your daily routines or work environment, okay? There are some karmic health lessons that may surface, okay? Jupiter in Gemini for you Libra risings is in your 9th house. So I would say seek wisdom, but don't scatter your energy in too many directions, okay? Definitely this is the house of God, okay? So don't, and Gemini is so mentally cerebral, so we definitely don't want to expand Jupiter, the multiple things that goes through Gemini's mind when it comes to 9th house topics, okay? So then we'll wrap that Libra rising up with Chiron in Aries, which is in your 7th house. So I would say wounds in relationships may be illuminated, and I think your patterns in love are being rewritten right now, which is a good thing, okay? So this is Libra risings. We'll go on to Scorpio risings. Now, this is activating you, your first house, Scorpio, okay? So this is your identity, your body, your self-energy. Thank you, honey. I am getting some rest. As soon as I get done, I'm doing a spiritual bath, do my illumination, but I've been heavy for the last few days, you know, but gotta keep it pushing. But thank you. I appreciate you because you can pick up my energy real quick. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. No, actually, Scorpio. I thought I was still wrapping up Libra rising energy. Scorpio rising's first house, this full moon is activating right now, which is your identity, your body, your self-image. So I would say let go of the old version of who you are, you know what I'm saying, or were. This is your personal rebirth, literally, okay? So I would expect some identity breakthroughs and some emotional clarity that's likely around this time. With Uranus in your 7th house, there could be some unpredictable shifts in partnerships. So I would say stay open to surprise revelations in relationships, whether that's friendship, work, a contract, what you are, you know, one-on-one, you know, so partnerships, 7th house energy. And so with Saturn and North Node and Pisces in your 5th house, this is about fertility, creativity, and joy that's being kind of rebuilt right now. This is the path. Okay, and it's being built with spiritual depth, so that's good. And then we have Jupiter in Gemini, 8th house, okay, that is activating for you, Scorpio rising. So I would say watch for overextending in shared finances or emotional entanglements right now. And we have Chiron in Aries, which is in your sixth house. So there is some healing around work wounds or body-related insecurities for you, Scorpio risings, okay? So you are the highlight of this particular lunation right here, so definitely take care of yourself. You're going through a full transformation of yourself. Now, Sagittarius risings. This full moon is activating your 12th house of subconscious, isolation, hidden enemies, okay? So there could be a need to release self-sabotage, release hidden fears and unconscious patterns. So I would say dreams may kind of reveal truths for you right now, Sagittarius rising, okay? Now, with Uranus in the 6th house for you, I would say you may have some sudden shifts in work or health. So your nervous system support is vital right now. So I would definitely do whatever you need to do to make sure that your nervous system is supported, because that's vital right now. In addition, Saturn and North Node in Pisces is in your 4th house. So some family karma or some ancestral roots that are healing for you, Sagittarius rising, okay? And then with Jupiter and Gemini, that's in your 7th house. So I would say don't lose yourself in others' stories, okay? Because, you know, Gemini likes to gossip. Gemini's curious and likes to ask questions. You know, not all Gemini, just Gemini energy in general. Okay. So I would say keep clarity in agreements. Okay. Because Jupiter expands the information or the curiosity. And it's partnership, 7th house. So you and others. So you don't want to lose yourself in someone else's story. Okay. So then we have Chiron in Aries, which is activating or in your 5th house. So there's some healing your inner child or wounded confidence right now for you. Okay, 5th house. Okay, now then we'll go on to Capricorn rising. This is activating your 11th house of friendships, community, and your vision for the future. So there's a need to release group dynamics that no longer match your evolution or detach from toxic collectives, associations, friend groups, okay? With Uranus being in your 5th house, there may be some sudden bursts of creative or romantic energy. So I would say expect the unexpected, you know, when it comes to 5th house topics. And so, you know, 5th house is good fortune, pleasure, entertainment, children, birth, conception, sex, creativity, art, All of that. Okay, anyway, Capricorn rising, the South Node, North Node in Pisces is in your third house. So there's some clearing of mental fog and the need to rewrite your inner narrative, okay? So definitely ponder on that, okay? Now, Jupiter in Gemini, that is in your 6th house, Capricorn rising. So I would say don't scatter your energy in tasks. Prioritize well-being first, okay? And then I would say Chiron in Aries is your 4th house right now. So there may be some emotional wounds from home, parenting, or the past that may arise. So just be mindful of that energy, okay? And then we'll go to the next zodiac, which is Aquarius rising. This full moon in Scorpio is activating your 9th house of beliefs, higher earning, long distance travel, okay? So I would say there needs to be a release around rigid beliefs or outdated spiritual doctrines. There may be some expansion that comes through surrendering, you know, those belief systems that have become outdated. Now, with Uranus in the 3rd house for you, you know, because the full moon is opposing Uranus, I would say maybe you might get some shocking news or some mind shifts right now. Also, definitely, I would say this is a perfect time for some mental downloads that could come real quick for you as far as that right there. Now, what I did, so yeah, I would definitely be careful. Now, Aquarius risings, let me go back because I definitely missed my mark. The full moon, let me rewind, okay? Definitely, y'all could tell I'm off kilter a little bit today because this energy has been building up and it hasn't taken me out, but it definitely has dragged me down a little bit. So I'm going to restabilize shortly, but nonetheless, let's redo Aquarius rising. So Aquarius rising, this full moon is activating your 10th house, okay, of your career, public life, your reputation. So there could be some cycles that are ending, you know, around false ambition. I would say let go of the need for validation. I would also say focus on soul legacy, okay? This is your 10th house here. Now, Uranus is in your 4th house, so this is about home and emotional foundations that are kind of shifting fast for you, Aquarius rising. Then we have the Saturn North Node in Pisces in your 2nd house. So I would say it's time to redefine your value systems and build some authentic stability. Aquarius rising, and then with Jupiter and Gemini, that's in your 5th house, so you're getting some creative blessings. Perhaps, you know, you might want to be careful with scattering joy or creativity, okay? Even though you're getting the blessings, we have Jupiter here, which is a blessing, benevolent planet, but it also can expand. So you want to kind of make sure that you don't scatter yourself too thin in the creativity or 5th house sector, okay? Now, when it comes to Chiron and Aries, that is in your 4th house, your 3rd house, okay? And Chiron and Aries in your 3rd house, Aquarius rising, I would say watch for self-critical inner dialogue, okay? I think it's time for you to speak your truth, okay? Because the wound is in the 3rd house, okay? And so you could be your own self-critic right now. I would say avoid from being that, but definitely speak your truth because I think it's time, okay? So that wraps up Aquarius rising, y'all. I'm sorry for that faux pas. Now let's go ahead and do the last zodiac here. That's Pisces rising. And that is activating your 9th house, okay, of your beliefs, higher learning, and long distance travels. So I think this full moon in Scorpio for you is asking you to release religious beliefs or outdated spiritual doctrines, okay? And definitely, you know, as you surrender, you will notice that expansion, of growth for your higher purpose will come through, okay, as you surrender. Now, with Uranus, that is in your 3rd house, Pisces rising. So, of course, shocking news, shifts in your mindset, okay? And so definitely the mental downloads will come real quick for you at this time. Pisces rising. Now, Saturn and North Node, that's in your sign. So that's your 1st house. So it's restructuring your entire self and your karmic path, because we have the North Node here, which is a karmic point, okay? Now, Jupiter in Gemini, that is in your 4th house, Pisces rising. So there's a lot of energy at home, or the need to nurture your roots, okay? And so with Chiron and Aries, that is in your 2nd house, Pisces rising. So I think there's a need for self-worth healing, and healing wounds around money, okay? Because we're dealing with 2nd house Taurus, you know, which is about money, your value system, your self-worth. Okay, so with that said, I did want to, and I did do a pre-shuffle, and I want to share the pre-shuffle, because even though I'm talking specifically about this full moon, I do want to make sure that we are, I'm sure we are very aware of what's going on out here in the collective. There is a lot of tension that we're seeing, a buildup. I'm a little irritated a little bit, because I'm understanding that there is this word that the cops will be coming into communities to police them. So the martial law that I have been speaking of and seeing and feeling, I do feel that something is coming. So we need to make sure we protect ourselves the right way. Be disciplined. Don't be impulsive, but definitely hold your ground 10 toes down, and don't let nobody disrespect you, okay? And treat you wrong, okay? We have to be probably our own protectors for a while. We're in danger. This country is in danger. And I don't want to scare anybody, but the reality is we don't really talk about it. And we're not doing enough to share that, or not enough people, you know, are acknowledging it. I don't know what's going on, but the shift is changing. In addition to that, just to give you a taste, I think they have, 8,000 or 6,000 South Africans that are coming over to the United States as refugees. Just think about that. That's all I'm going to say, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Think about that. Do your research on that. So what I did, I had to consult with the tune-in deck, the Ghetto 9. This is my girl, okay? She real, she raw. Okay, now, I did a pre-shuffle, and I wanted to keep the pre-shuffle, and I'll do another 3-card shuffle to kind of get an idea of the energy that this, you know, full moon and beyond is going to be kind of bringing up. And so we have Boys in the Hood, okay? We have Training Day. Boys in the Hood, Training Day. And Jay-Z. I mean, all 3 of them came out. That is some deep energy, right? So when we talk about Boys in the Hood, life lessons, lack, death, transition, poverty, okay? Vengeance, childhood friends, tempers flare, and uncertain. This is the energy of Boys in the Hood, okay? Then we have Training Day. Y'all know how gutted that was, okay? This is narc, good cop, bad cop. Did I not just say cop? Anyway, ops, promotion, survive, surgical with this, ambushed, two-faced, not a friend, setup, Rico, Training Day. These words that I'm saying are significant in some way when it comes to the collective energy and the energy that may be playing out in our own personal lives. Then we got Jay-Z, okay? Jay-Z is about Let the Song Cry, Life and Times, CEO, Fo, okay? Collaboration, Retirement, Excuse Me Miss, Mogul, Founder, New Me, Blueprint, Businessman, Titles and Contracts. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that I pulled. Now let me pull again. Okay, Spirit, what 3? Oh, snap. Okay, give me a minute. What 3 messages from the Ghetto Nun tune-in deck do we need to know as a collective as it relates to this full moon in Scorpio and all of the astrological energies that are in play behind the scenes? 3 messages, Spirit. Okay. She was at the bottom of the deck, Gwen Stefani. I didn't even show her. Okay, Gwen Stefani. Okay, which basically says rock steady, tomboy, lamb, which I call a sacrifice, no doubt, lead singer, eclectic, I'm just a girl, luxurious, what you waiting for? Okay, so significant. Britney Spears, I'll be damned. Okay. Okay. Which is saying push to the edge, slave for you, anxiety, piece of me. It's Britney, B-I-T-C-H, breakdown, postpartum, oops, I did it again, cry for help, circus. Okay? That's Britney Spears. It's interesting, the first pre-pull I get out and then these 2 pull. Nonetheless, next one is Outkast. Okay? Now, this is the way to seal the deal. Outkast, Sorry Miss Jackson, Big Boy, Roses, 3000, Prototype, So Fresh, So Clean, Duo, Black Sheep, Hey Ya. What's significant to me is Outkast, Elevators, and Aliens. Okay? And 3000. Some upper level ascending mastery, supernatural type stuff, right? So, and the bottom of the deck is Nicki Minaj. Okay? And Nicki Minaj is about Pretty in Pink, Rich, SEX, Mike Check, Barbie, Moment for Life, Young Money, You Bees Are My Sons, in Good Form. So, money is significant, power, control, okay? The law, okay? The need to protect ourselves. Anyway, I hope and pray that you guys take advantage of that. Now, I did talk about the everything you need, okay? Now, I'm just going to close it off. Okay, because I think I need this affirmation right now. It's bigger than anybody. So I'm going to close this off. This is a collective affirmation for us before I release this live, okay? I release what no longer aligns with my soul's truth, okay? I surrender control and call back all of my energy. I now walk the path of power, purpose, and divine transformation, and I am reborn. Okay? So, without that said, as above, so below, as within, so without, so mote it be, so it is so. Okay? Each and every one of you, take care of yourselves, and if you need me, y'all know how to reach me. Until next time, Ashe. Deuces. See you later, cuz. Love you.